Hello and welcome back to Scale Down Customs. On the workbench today is going to be the Revell 67 Dodge Coronet, the Foose Design edition. I've got a couple of these kits. I know they've been pretty popular, but I haven't built one yet, so I wanted to see how they build up. So I decided to try one of these older ones that I picked up a little while ago and just see how these things build up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm probably going to be building this thing box stock. We'll see how it looks. Again, I kind of want to see how this builds out. So first of all, I'm going to go get all the parts washed off at the sink, and then we'll start getting some parts ready for primer. So let's go do that. All right, got all the parts cleaned up, and just looking over some of the parts, the body looks really good. Feels nice and straight, no wobbles on it so far. The panel lines are looking a little shallow, especially on the trunk, so I'll be scribing a lot of those out. And I think I am going to do a different chrome. So I'm going to strip all this chrome down, and I'm going to re-chrome it up using a different chrome. I want to try that, so we'll see how that looks. Maybe give it a little bit different of a look, but anyway, let's start on body prep. So once again, I'm going to be scribing the panel lines, and then I'm going to be sanding everything down with some 600 grit sanding sponges by Tamiya, just to give the primer a little bit more something to hold on to when I spray it on there. But anyway, this should be a fun build. So let's start some building. So for my scribing, I'm going to be using my Tamiya scribing tool, and if you haven't seen me use this before, it's got some interchangeable blades. I've used a few different scribers, but I just really like how this thing scribes out. So it is expensive, but there's nothing better than having the right tool for the job. So anyway, let's get to work. Alright, so I got my panel lines scribed out, kind of around the window surrounds, things like that. I've kind of found that I like to scribe my panel lines before I do sanding, because on a couple of models, the panel lines were really shallow and I sanded right through them almost, and then had more of a difficult time trying to scribe those out. So I found that I like to scribe my panel lines first and then do my sanding. So, but now we're gonna work on our mold lines. And usually if you run your finger across some of those high points, you can feel a little bit of an edge, and that'll be your mold line that we're looking for. And then for sanding, I'm just going to be using a 600 grit sanding sponge from Tamiya, and then just some hobby sanding sticks. Alright, so I mostly got the body ready for primer. I got my chrome parts stripped down just with the oven cleaner. Spray it on there in a couple minutes, it takes it off pretty quick. So I think we're ready to start getting some parts cut out of sprues and cleaned up, and some other parts ready for primer as well. So let's keep doing that. So on a side note, if you guys are going to be entering your cars into judged competitions, a couple hot buttons that judges look for is copyright insignia. Let me highlight that a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about a little bit more easily. So the copyright insignia for the models, usually underneath the model, you'll find them on the chassis plate. There's a little bit more right there. Might not be able to see that one as much. All right, so a little bit more copyright insignia. So that's one hot button that judges really do not like to see. And ejection pin marks, usually on the underside of bodies and stuff as well. Headliner is a good spot to look for those. So the ejection pin marks are another hot item that judges do not like to see. And the ejection pin marks, they're just left over from the molding process. The headliners, these are going to be really hard to get out because there's molded in detail that I will lose in the sanding process, but I'm going to try my best to eliminate those, if not minimize them as much as possible. But the other problem is I've got two mounting pins for, looks like possibly the windshield. I might have to just cut those out to get them out of the way. Anyway, just a couple things that judges really look for, so be careful when you're building your models. If you want to, if you think you're going to be entering them into judged competitions at some point, just go ahead and take care of the ejection pin marks and the copyright moldings as you're getting your parts prepped for primer. While I'm talking about that, one of the most effective tools that I've found for getting rid of copyright insignia is the chisel blade attachment for the Tamiya scribing tool. This little thing is super sharp and it takes those copyright insignias off like butter. And sometimes it will leave gouges depending on how good you are with the tool, so you might have to do a little body cleanup, but as you can see, it just peels that stuff off just beautifully. And just like that, they're gone. This is going to be a little more challenging down here, but I'll keep working on that. Anyway, just something to kind of look out for and build into your craftsmanship as you're building up your models. So I'm going to go through and get a lot of these other parts cleaned up and ready for primer. All right, so in preparation of getting a lot of the parts cleaned up and ready for paint or primer first, I did strip the chrome off the pieces and I have sprayed them in a gloss black in preparation for the chrome that I have decided to use. And I've decided to use the black chrome from Alclad 2. So on all the chrome pieces, I'm going to try this black chrome since this is kind of a restored car. So this is the color I'll be using. And so these are ready for the chrome black. But my rims, so one of the drawbacks with stripping the chrome off the pieces is it leaves them really shiny and smooth, which the primer has a hard time adhering to. So I just want to sand these down just a little bit more. I think I am going to take them off the sprue. All right, so I want to sand off that shiny smoothness just to give it a dull so that that primer will have a little bit more grab and not tend to flake off as I'm handling it. So I'm going to get these sanded down, primed, sprayed in gloss black, and then I'll add that Alclad black chrome to all my chrome pieces, and we'll go from there. All right, so I got all my chrome parts stripped down, sanded, primed, and in the Alclad gloss black in preparation for the black chrome top coat. And while I was spraying primer on those, I went ahead and sprayed primer on a bunch of other things to include the body. So I just showed that real quick. And so I'm ready to start sanding that. And for my primer, I'm just using Mr. Surface 1000, and I'm thinning that 1-to-1 with the Mr. Color thinner, and then just airbrushing my primer on that way. So let's go spray some black chrome. All right, so I got my chrome parts sprayed in that all-clad black chrome, and I think that looks really good. That's kind of the look I'm going for. So another thing, when using the all-clad stuff, you just really want to just dust it on there in super light, thin coats and just kind of build it up slowly, which is really hard for me to do because if you've watched any of my videos, you know I just love to just spray it on like crazy. Anyway, but because the layers are so thin, you want to get a protectant coating on there. So I'll usually, once I'll let that set up, and then I'll go over it with the all-clad aqua gloss clear just to kind of seal everything in and get a nice protected finish on that. All right, so now that I have a bunch of my parts in primer, we're ready to start kind of sanding this body down to get ready to paint the body. And I think once I get to this level when I'm in a build, it just really begins to get really exciting for me when I'm ready to start painting all the pieces. Once everything's in primer, because once I can start painting is when the model starts to come alive for me. So I get really excited about that. So until then, it's kind of tedious just getting all the parts ready and prepped and sanded and everything. But once it's into primer and I'm ready to start painting, that's when the enjoyment for building these models really picks up for me. So, all right, so for sanding, I'm going to be doing some block sanding just with my emery boards, sanding sticks, and sanding sponges from Tamiya. And because I am going to be doing some block sanding, I'll be doing this with water as well, just to keep my sanding implements from filling up too fast. So I'm going to block sand this down, make sure everything's nice and smooth, especially around edges. They'll kind of curve up a little bit, so I'll sand all that smooth, and that's kind of why I use the first primer coat as a guide coat. Go over it, sand it down again, especially around any edges like this. The plastic tends to kind of curve up, so I like to just kind of go over it and just smooth everything down. So that's what we're going to be doing now. All right, so right away you can see what I'm talking about, how the edges are a little bit higher than the rest of the part. So that's kind of what we're trying to eliminate when I'm going in for block sanding, is just to kind of get everything really smooth. This is actually pretty smooth. That's not too bad. I've actually had some that are curved up quite a bit worse than that on the edges. That's pretty smooth actually. That's nice. Hopefully that'll cut down on some sanding time, so that'll be nice. Good. And then on the roof, you can really see what I'm talking about. So you can see some of the lines through there from the plastic. Usually they'll correspond to lines underneath on the underside of whatever it is you're sanding. But yeah, things will look really nice and flat, and then you start block sanding them, and then you start picking up high and low spots. And yeah, you can really see some of those there. So that's what I'm trying to eliminate, and just trying to get everything as flat and smooth as possible, so that when you get a good paint job on there and a nice clear coat, everything will just be nice and flat and ready to have your paint jobs look as good as they can too. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this sanded down, probably reprimed, and then we're going to be ready to start painting some parts. All right, got her all sanded down, and again, just kind of really concentrating on those high points, and when you start sanding, you'll see them. So just getting everything nice and smooth. So ready for the second coat of primer, and then I sand that down and be ready for some paint. So in the meantime, I'm going to get this video uploaded so you guys can kind of see the next project I'm working on while I get the rest of this stuff cleaned up and ready for paint. So make sure you stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.